Hello, everybody. Hello, how are we doing? My God, the Odyssey is out. We have seen it. We have seen the Odyssey. And today we will be talking about potential Oscar prospects for this film. Hold on. How are we all today? Hold on, let me just get a few things up. Ooh. How are we? Samantha Morton needs an Oscar. I mean, she was really damn good in the movie. Is Caillou still in the basement? Can he come out to say hi? No. Not seeing the Odyssey till tonight, so I'm probably not gonna stick around for long. I'll watch after the fact, though. Oh, like, have fun, because I have seen the Odyssey, alright? I have seen the Odyssey. And I will say this. In my opinion, it is one of the best films of this decade. Like, Christopher Nolan's done it again. He's made another masterpiece. Like, oh my God. Like, I think it's, in my opinion, it might be even better than Oppenheimer. I think I like it even more than Oppenheimer. Like, I don't, like, I'm not even trying to be like, oh, like, I'm not even, like, trying to sound like some, like, I don't know. He just makes movies that really appeal to me. Did you watch an IMAX 70mm? No, I did not. There is no IMAX theater near me, sadly. Hold on, let me... Oh. Let's see. Where does it rank in Nolan's filmography? If I'm going to be completely real, it might be my second favorite film of his. Behind The Dark Knight will always be number one. That's never going to be beaten. But, oh my God. Oh my God. It is exquisite. My top three for Best Picture are the Odyssey, Digger, and Wild Horse 9. I have 16 noms for the Odyssey, 15 noms for Digger, and 8 noms for Wild Horse 9. Did you watch it in the shitty theater or the better one? The better one, but I'm not gonna lie, one of the things that really bugged me was that, like, it wasn't about the movie or even the theater, but the Ubers were so expensive. I spent $40 combined trying to get there and back. Like, that was bad. Like I don't know what was with the Ubers. I took an Uber first and then a Lyft to get home. But my God, it was so expensive. I didn't, like, why? Ugh. Who's your MVP of the film? I'm not gonna lie. Maybe Matt Damon. I mean, look, everyone is really great in the movie. But, like, he gives the best performance I've ever seen from him. And that's saying a lot considering it's Matt Damon. I've also seen that you put The Odyssey above Wild Horse 9 for Best Picture. We'll talk about that. But, I'm not gonna lie, The Odyssey is gonna be really hard to beat this year for Best Picture. Considering how well it's done at the box office, how strong the reviews are, how strongly the audience is responding to it. it's going to be really hard. I'm going to be real. The only film I really think could beat the Odyssey is, we'll have to see what happens with Wild Horse 9. But so far, it hasn't been announced for TIFF yet. There is a train to New York near your home, right? If you can snag an IMAX 70mm ticket in Lincoln Square, you should be able to watch it there. No, because the tickets... No, here's the thing. A train ticket to New York costs nearly $300. Look, I love movies, but to see a singular movie in theaters for $300, no. 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 And plus, I can't really afford that right now. My 19-year-old sister is seeing the Odyssey with me, and she's scared it'll be too scary for her. You think she'll be fine? That depends on, like, what her, like, scare, like, what, like, really triggers her scares. Because the movie, in a couple of scenes, it does lean into horror territory. Like, one of them is more obvious, like, with the Cyclops. But the other one, and I won't say where, I mean, unless you've already read the Odyssey, no spoilers in chat, even though we're talking about a 3,000-year-old story, but still. There's one scene that delves into body horror. I was like, ugh! Ugh! It was freaky. I don't think it will be that hard to beat, though it depends on what it's up against. I mean, that's the thing. What else is going to match the Odyssey's freak? You know what I mean? It's what else is going to match its freak this year? Especially considering, you know, much like Interstellar, it, like, tugs at your heartstrings at the end. And, like, you know... how do I describe it? It's like... The fact that it's getting people in the heart, really getting people in the feels like Interstellar did. But this has the reviews to back it up. Because, like, Interstellar didn't really quite have the critics on site. I mean, they were positive reviews, but not, like, the most glowing reviews. But the Odyssey does. So... Oh, boy. Like, what are you drinking? Mountain Dew, but they had it rebranded briefly as American Dew, I guess because of 4th of July, but I don't know. Did you see that even Ben Shapiro likes the Odyssey? Yeah, even smelly, like, you know, conservative basement dweller Ben Shapiro gave the Odyssey a 9 out of 10. Because the grifting didn't work. The grifting, like, no one cared. Everyone's like, oh, this movie's gonna flop because it's so woke. It's like, no, it had the biggest opening of Christopher Nolan's career. No one cares about that. They just want to see a great movie. Once again, opinion on Tenet. I love Tenet. I think Tenet's underrated. I don't think it... I think it might be Christopher Nolan's most underrated film. But man... And by the way, guys, we have a couple of stream goals today. If we're able to hit 5 super chats and 10 memberships, that'll be really swell. But yeah, let's talk about some of the Oscar prospects for this film. I'm not gonna go too deeply into, like, the prediction side of things. I'm not going to go too deeply into the prediction things, but I do at least, you know, want to point it out. Hold on. Because right now, I genuinely do believe there is a world where the Odyssey can win the most Oscars ever. Because the thing is, there's not much competition in terms of like big sci-fi films or big fantasy films or big, period films. Like La Bola Negra could be considered a period film, but like it's mostly war costume, so that probably wouldn't get it. But and Project Hail Mary, it's a sci-fi film, but there's not really much like in terms of like costume design that it has much prospects for. Like genuinely, like it's kind of crazy how many Oscars the Odyssey could win if it ends up being a big, like if it really is the frontrunner for Best Picture. Thoughts on the TIFF lineup? Have you seen the Doomsday trailer? I'm interested in the TIFF lineup. Obviously, it's not finished yet, so I don't have too many thoughts. It is weird that Wild Horse 9 isn't there yet. And Doomsday, it's weird. It's not a bad trailer, but it's also really hard to be, like, as pumped up as, I was for, Infinity War. Considering this really hasn't been built up as strongly, but yeah. Dune 3 and Project Hail Mary are competition and might swipe some text. But I don't know that, though. I don't know about that, because, like, for example, Dune Part 3, the only wins I'm considering that to really win right now are visual effects and sound. But the Odyssey is still a stronger film overall. So it could win those. But I just don't think Project Hail Mary is gonna win visual effects. I just do not think that's gonna happen. I'm not saying it doesn't deserve it or anything like that, but I don't know. It really just reminds me of The Martian and how that got nominated for a ton of awards but didn't win any of them. Legit, what could Project Hail Mary win? Really, its biggest chances are probably adapted screenplay, which it might win Writers Guild for, but I don't think it's going to win the Oscar. It might go to La Bola Negra. And then visual effects, but it's already got Dune and the Odyssey ahead of it. And those are potentially, like, at the very least, the Odyssey is a way stronger film than Project Hail Mary. I have the Odyssey getting into Best Picture, Actor, Supporting Actor. Wait. The Odyssey getting Best Picture, Actor, Supporting Actor, Actress, Supporting Actress, Screenplay, Casting, Cinematography, Editing, Production, Costume Design, Visual Effects, Sound, Makeup, Score, and Song. No, okay, I'm assuming you forgot about Director because, like, Director very well would happen. Director very well would happen. It reminds me of Elvis because if the Odyssey gets at least 2 Razzie nominations and wins them, it loses all Oscar-nominated categories. But it's not going to get nominated for any Razzies. Like, there's no reason for it to get nominated for any Razzies. I don't see this getting nominated for any Razzies. I just do not. No. It's not winning song. It might not, but at the same time, like, I think it's going to get nominated, which means Christopher Nolan very well could get 4 Oscar nominations that morning. Picture, Director, Adapted Screenplay, and Song. I've heard mixed thoughts on Holland. Is he good? Tom Holland really... I think people are really over-hating his performance, because, like, I thought he was very good in the movie. I thought he was very good. I don't really understand the hate. But yeah. Also, yeah, that Star Wars movie getting in for visual effects. Yeah, I still need to see The Mandalorian and Grogu. But, like, do I really think Spider-Man's going to get nominated? No. I don't think Godzilla Minus Zero is going to get nominated because Godzilla Minus One was probably yes, it won the Oscar for visual effects, but that was when everyone was voting for voting for the win for visual effects. Because here's how the nomination process is done, for those who don't know. All right. The nomination process for visual effects is done by the visual effects branch. And then once the nominations are out, the entire Academy votes for who wins. Now, yes, Godzilla Minus Zero won the Oscar, but it was probably number 5 on the nomination ballot because it didn't get any other precursors. No Critics' Choice, no BAFTA long list, and only 1 Visual Effects Society nomination for Outstanding Animated Character in a Photoreal Feature. Like, even Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 got more visual effects nominations than Godzilla Minus 1 amongst the precursors. So Godzilla Minus 1 was probably number 5 on that list, and it just so happened to win because it was the most beloved film in the category. But now it's way more competitive, and also 2023 was extremely non-competitive that year. Like, it was a bad year for visual effects. This year's not really looking to be that way. So Godzilla Minus Zero might actually not get nominated because, it might not get nominated because of how it might not get nominated because there's just too much competition that's probably stronger. Whale Fall is more likely than Mandalorian and Grogu. I don't know. Even when I'm watching the trailer, I mean, it is very good visual effects, but it's like how much visual effects is really going to be in Whale Fall? Because most of the movie is going to be taking place inside the whale's tummy. Whereas with the Mandalorian and Grogu, and again, I need to see this movie, but you know, there's still a lot of visual effects in there. There's a lot of like planets and stuff and aliens and stuff. What a boring season if it's just the Odyssey all along. I want an actual fight like last year, a strong number 2. I don't really care about how boring it is. I just want a great movie to win Best Picture. That's really all that matters to me. That's all that matters. I want the best movie of the year to win Best Picture. And I have not been getting that. I've been getting some very lackluster Best Picture winners recently. So like, I just want a great movie to win Best Picture. If Fjord gets into picture, director, actor, actress, and screenplay, it'll be the first non-English language film and the third non-American film to get the big 5 nods. Yeah. Do you think the Matt Damon could win the Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama? Yes, I do. I am actually really thinking that if The Odyssey is winning Best Picture, Matt Damon might end up winning Best Lead Actor. Because if Digger ends up being something like Maestro or Marty Supreme, where those movies were strong enough to get a bunch of nominations, but ultimately not enough passion to incite any wins, and also Elvis is the same way. If Digger turns out to be a film like that, then Matt Damon's right there, and he's never won an acting Oscar before. So, and again, look at, what was it? Look at movies look at performances in movies like, you know, Cillian Murphy and Oppenheimer, or, you know, what was that one movie called? Or Michael B. Jordan in Sinners, where they were going up against a pretty strong competition, but ultimately the stronger film won. What if Matt Damon wins Best Actor? I'm not confident about that, but it's just a thought. I've been seeing more and more people really contending with this idea that, hey, Matt Damon could win. He could. Matt taking down the older vets Tom and John. Matt Damon's been around for a while, though. And again, much like he also kind of has an overdue narrative where he's never won. He's never won an acting Oscar before. And again, like I said, just look at what happened with Michael B. Jordan versus Timothy Chalamet. Everyone knew from day one that Timothy Chalamet was going to win Best Actor. I mean, he looked really baity. He was transforming. Like, yeah. But he was looking to be the film's only win, ultimately. And what ended up happening was that Marty Supreme underperformed with nominations. It underperformed with nominations, didn't get scored, didn't get supporting actress. And then what ended up happening was Michael B. Jordan took SAG. And granted, like, we don't really know who would have won the BAFTA, but still, Michael B. Jordan won SAG, and that was a turning point. People had more passion for Sinners than they did with Marty Supreme. The same thing could happen between The Odyssey and Digger. I decided to hate on the Odyssey for cropping the screen to standard 1.85 instead of keeping the 1.43 IMAX frame for non-IMAX screens with this. Nolan has declared himself an artistic elitist. Okay, calm down there. It's not like you're missing, like, so much information. You're not. It's just a little extra. But, like, when watching the Odyssey, it's still a huge spectacle regardless. If you're watching it in the full IMAX aspect ratio or not. Like, calm down there, people. Calm down. Watch, La Bola Negra ends up being the Best Picture winner and you end up hating it. No, I don't see that as a film I would hate. But even then, my main issue with predicting La Bola Negra for the win is that I don't think it can win the guilds. I do not think it can win the guilds. Not to the extent that that the Odyssey could. Because, like, La Bola Negra, as an international film, it's probably not going to win PGA because they never give the award to an international film. It's not eligible for Writers Guild. So you'd be banking on director and SAG, and even then with SAG, from what I've heard, it doesn't really have a very crystal clear, definitive, like, ensemble cast that you can point to. So, like, but even then, director and SAG, like, the last film to win with that kind of combo was $1 Million Baby, and that was from a previous winner in Clint Eastwood. I just don't think La Bola Negra is going to be that. I just don't think it can win the guilds. It has been a blast making fun of the idiots saying the Odyssey would flop like they are saying now it is a flop because of inflation. Nah, no, it's just cope. It's just cope. They're just wrong. They're just little babies, little triggered babies. I could see Matt Damon winning the Golden Globe because of the competition as of right now, and maybe BAFTA. Also, doesn't John Malkovich and Tom Cruise have much more of a narratives than Timothée Chalamet? I mean, true, that there is a point there, but at the same time, it's still it's still, like, like, it's still a similar narrative. And again, if people just don't really respond to Digger all that well, which that is a possibility, again, stronger film theory. You want, like, Matt Damon. Also, thank you, Annie Rude, for the super chat, like the $1 super chat. Everybody, if you are a member of the channel, send Annie Rude some blue Hannahcast heart emojis. Thanks, Annie Rude. Thanks, Annie Rude. Fatherland isn't in the TIFF list. Could it be dead? We don't really know. Like, if I'm not mistaken, the TIFF list isn't finished yet. I think we'll fully know by Thursday. Tom is out there campaigning already. Did you see him at the World Cup? I mean, yeah, but again, it like if Digger is not really inspiring much what's the word I'm looking for? Is not really inspiring much passion from people. It doesn't really matter how much campaigning he does. And I'm not saying Tom Cruise can't win. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is if the Odyssey's this strong and people are praising the hell out of Matt Damon, why can't he win? He just could. Tony Gilroy's Behemoth is not at TIFF? Or could it be announced later? I have no idea, to be honest. I have no idea. What about the making of Emilia Perez? I mean, yeah, that's obviously going to get into Best Picture. Yeah, definitely. Yo, Levi, with the 5 gifted memberships. Holy crap, everybody. What is it? Johnny Cash, stand-in, got a membership. Laughter Lover got a membership. M. Jackson got a membership. Kirby got a membership. And Danny Boy got a membership. Everybody, send Levi some blue Hannahcast heart emojis. We want to send love to the people who support the channel. Thanks, Levi. Thanks, Levi. My God. Let me change the goal here. We're already halfway through the membership goal. Hell yeah. Uh-oh, someone's being rude in the chat. We need some strong Best Actress contenders. This year is looking dry AF so far. It is weird, like, how, like, not competitive right now it is right now for lead actress, but ultimately we will see. But yeah, I don't know. There's not a ton of competition. Speaking of which, what are your thoughts on the Behemoth teaser trailer? I thought it looked really cool. I'm really looking forward to Behemoth. I think it looks really good, actually. The Odyssey is the new Emilia Perez? No, because people actually like this movie. I honestly don't know who's winning Best Lead Actress. I think it might be Julianne Moore for the debut. Probably. The debut. But obviously we don't know what else is... We don't know everything that's coming out this year, but yeah. You're liar. What do you mean by that? What? How is the Odyssey the new Emilia Perez? Like, people actually do like this movie. The Social Reckoning isn't doing festivals, right? I'm not sure. It could. We'll have to see, but no, I don't think anything's been announced right now. Have you seen that Ink is coming out this year? Yeah, it seems like it. That's interesting. I am very curious as to, like, how well it's going to do this season, because, like, it really could get into Best Picture, but I'm just, like, I'm not exactly sure. We'll have to see. What's with the anti-Odyssey thing? Some people are like wanting the Odyssey to fail or whatever because there just so happens to be like people of color in the movie, and Elliot Page is a trans actor and he's in the movie. But ultimately, it's like, who cares? These are great actors, and also the Odyssey is a work of fiction, and it's like, Cyclops don't exist, so it's like, why are people complaining? Like, I don't know why people are complaining now when, like, historically this has just never been an issue. Like, people didn't say shit when Australian ass, like, Russell Crowe won an Oscar for Gladiator, or when Charlton Heston was in Ben-Hur. Like, no one cared until now, until like suddenly, like until this. It's like, it's just performative outrage that they're trying to make into a thing. It didn't work because people just don't care. They love the movie and it's making a shit ton of money, so who cares? Do you believe Nolan will win Best Director and Best Picture again? He could. That's my one thing. Like, are they going to actually do it? Like, are they actually, like, I'm not saying this should be a factor, but sadly, some people do vote with the mind of, well, we already gave someone this Oscar, let's give it to someone new. Even though I don't think that should matter, the quality of the directing and the quality of the film should matter. Like, it should not be about who already has an Oscar or not. Because if it's not about that, and you're making it about other factors like, how many Oscars does someone have or not have, then you're not really judging what's the best at that point. And at that point, the award becomes like diluted. It's not as special because it should be hard to win an Oscar. Yeah, for example, Sean Penn won his third Oscar. Yeah, that's different though, because I didn't want him to win the... Like, this is the one time where I feel like narratives do matter for me, is that if you're like a bad person, and like Sean Penn's transphobic, and I don't want him to win an Oscar, and sadly he did. But like, that's the only time a narrative really should matter, is if like it crosses over into like real world stuff that is actually harmful. Like, for, and obviously this is more extreme, but, just look at what happened when Roman Polanski won Best Director for The Pianist, even though he was a criminally convicted and had to fled the country. So it's like, that's the only time where I feel like a narrative should matter, is if someone's like a bad person. But whether or not someone already has an Oscar or not, that should not be a factor at all. Genuinely should not be a factor. Nolan could be at bare minimum be like Iñárritu, where after winning Best Picture and Director, he follows up with only Best Director and not Best Picture. But the problem is, I just don't know what would be the I mean, the only thing I could see right now being the alternative to the Odyssey is Wild Horse 9. But is there a strong enough, like, is that a strong enough argument? Because right now the Odyssey could genuinely win double-digit awards, because there's not much competition elsewhere in these categories. Like, at least in the grand scheme of, like, I don't think, like, for example, costume design. I don't think anything else can possibly win Best Costume Design other than the Odyssey. Like, nothing else seems to be win competitive. So stuff like that, it's like, it's really hard to say. I've seen a tweet saying that if a movie like Sinners was made with a full white cast, we would be racist. Yeah, but that's also like that is like that's one of those whataboutisms. Like, people like to turn around and go like, well, what about this? What about that? Like they'll do that when it suits them, like, and it's just stupid. It's like, who cares? Who cares if there's like black people or Latino people or a trans man in the Odyssey? Who cares? Who cares? I think costumes and makeup will go elsewhere. I mean, makeup, sure. Right now I'm thinking Digger gets that. But genuinely, I don't think... I just don't see what would beat the Odyssey for costumes. I just don't. I just don't see it. Like, Sense and Sensibility, Digger might get nominated, but it probably might not win. Dune Part 3, I mean, it might not even get nominated. So it's like, I don't really think there's a strong alternative to the Odyssey in costume design. Leguizamo, Holland, or Pattinson. I'm not gonna lie, Leguizamo was the MVP of the supporting actors. He was outstanding in that movie. And I know some people are trying to say werewolf, but werewolf does not have the same kind of, like, you know, flashy period costumes that Nosferatu had. Like, this is much more like grimy kind of costumes. Like, I just don't think I don't know. Sense and Sensibility would only win if it's in Best Picture, and that's a maybe, because the costumes, they don't look that flashy in the film. They don't really seem that flashy, whereas the Odyssey, there's a ton of costumes, and they are very flashy. So it's like, I just don't see anything beating the Odyssey for costumes. Is it true that Samantha Morton was better in her 4 minutes than Hathaway? I don't know. I still feel like Hathaway was better, but Samantha Morton was fantastic in the film. Like, I'm not going to complain about her performance. She was excellent in the movie. It could be like 2014, the Odyssey wins director and tons of text like Gravity, Wild Horse 9 takes screenplay, acting, and picture like 12 Years a Slave. I don't know, though. I just don't know. Like, we're in an era nowadays where like Best Picture films take a bunch of Oscars. Like back in the 2010s, that wasn't as much of a thing. But nowadays, like, Best Picture winners do win a ton of Oscars. And again, it's like, with Wild Horse 9, it definitely could. I am looking out for that. But, I don't know, the Odyssey really does feel like a film that probably appeals... I feel like it appeals to people even more than Gravity did. And also, it's going to make way more money than Gravity did. How'd you feel about the non-traditional score of the Odyssey? Oh, it's fantastic. It is absolutely terrific. The score is amazing. It's very haunting. Ludwig Göransson is probably winning a 4th Oscar. He's probably going to do that. I have the Odyssey winning Best Picture, Director, Supporting Actress, Screenplay, Casting, Cinematography, Production Design, Costume Design, and Score. I have Wild Horse 9 winning Editing, but I might switch to the Odyssey. Yeah, I would suggest definitely switching to the Odyssey. I feel like the only way Wild Horse 9 wins Best Editing is if it's winning Best Picture. That's the only scenario I actually see Wild Horse 9 winning Editing, is if it wins Best Picture. Because right now, I mean, with that kind of haul, why wouldn't the Odyssey just win Editing at that point? Why? Like, I think that's the thing you have to ask yourself. Why wouldn't the Odyssey win Best Editing if you already have it winning that many awards? No, I hope the Odyssey wins 0. I hope Digger wins 9 Oscars. Wait, how can you say you hope? How can you say that you hope Digger wins 9 Oscars if you haven't seen the movie? I don't know how you could say that. And also, like, hope the Odyssey wins 0. I mean, damn. So it's like, I don't know. It doesn't really, you're not really making a lot of sense if you're saying that a movie that hasn't come out and that you haven't seen should win 9 Oscars. Like, I don't know. I don't know why you, like, yeah. I have it winning Picture, Director, Supporting Actress, Cinematography, Editing, Production Design, Costume Design, Visual Effects, Sound, and Score. I mean, yeah, like I said, if the Odyssey wins Best Picture, it's going to win a ton of Oscars. It's going to win a ton of Oscars. Digger looks really cool. Cinematography definitely getting nominated there. Maybe. Again, obviously, we'll have to see how everything goes. But obviously, I can't say that I hope it wins anything because I haven't seen the movie, so I can't say that I hope anything. Every year since Everything Ever All at Once, every Best Picture winner has won editing. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I just don't think Wild Horse 9 wins Best Editing unless it wins Best Picture. Because right now, if the Odyssey is winning Best Picture, editing is not a hard award for it to get. It is not hard for that thing to win editing. The Academy loves Lubetzky. He even got a BAFTA long list nom for Amsterdam. Just based off of his name. I don't know if it was just based on his name, because the movie also did get in like short lists for costume design and makeup. I think it even got a costume nomination. Only losing actor, supporting actor, casting, adapted screenplay, makeup, and song, but Matt Damon is my number 2. I don't know. If The Odyssey's winning Best Picture, I feel like it does take casting. Because everything was pointing to Sinners winning Best Casting. Everything pointed to Sinners winning Best Casting. But then out of nowhere, One Battle After Another wins. And I think that might have been because it was winning Best Picture. I now only have Wild Horse 9 winning original screenplay, which means Martin McDonagh is still winning an Oscar in my books. Probably, yeah. Now again, if Wild Horse 9 does become the Best Picture frontrunner, then yeah, it can win a bunch of Oscars. But that's the thing, like once you're winning Best Picture, like that kind of changes everything at that point. Yeah, but One Battle After Another had Chase Infinity, while the Odyssey doesn't really have a major new face. I don't think really Chase Infinity had much of an impact, because if she did, she would have been nominated for Best Lead Actress. Like, I don't think the Academy really cared about the whole Chase Infinity thing if they didn't even bother nominating her. I think ultimately what it did, and also, why could we just say the same thing about, like Miles Caton and how incredible of a find he was? So it's like, I really feel like it just came down to the fact that, One Battle After Another was the more preferred film. It had, like, Sinners had every reason to win casting, but One Battle won because it was winning Best Picture. So, like, but she was like number 6. But she still didn't get nominated, is my point. She still didn't get the nomination. It's like, if the Academy really cared about the whole Chase Infinity thing, they would have nominated her. But since they didn't, I don't feel like her casting had much of an impact on their vote for One Battle After Another, especially when Sinners had a lot of not really well-known names in its cast. But again, stronger film theory. Were you able to see the characters and not the actors? I know some have pointed that with Holland, they just see as America, Tom Holland. It doesn't really register to me, really. I just kind of bask in the performance, really. Chase is the discovery, and that's what a casting director does. The director casts big names. I mean, yeah, but again, it's like, but Sinners had a lot of other non-really well-known names in its cast too, especially Miles Caton. Again, I just feel like I'm not saying the whole Chase Infinity thing had nothing to do with the thing, but I feel like the bigger thing was just like One Battle was the stronger film. and it ended up winning best casting because it was stronger and as a contender. The Odyssey has no one new. Sinners and One Battle did. I mean, yeah, but also the casting in the film is still very... it's a bunch of big names, but it's also putting those names, like, and pairing them up with characters that you wouldn't think that you wouldn't think of, like Zendaya as Athena. What they do with that is actually really strong. And it's actually a really genius way, a reason for why they cast Zendaya, or casting John Leguizamo as this one character that he's not really kind of played before. It's like there's a lot of big names, but the casting is also put into the casting is put alongside roles that these actors traditionally would never have really played before. So I feel like that might help. Do you prefer Ludwig's score in The Odyssey or Oppenheimer? Probably Oppenheimer, but again, The Odyssey is still an amazing score. Also, I'm doing a big spicy thing in my predictions right now, and I have Indy Neveretti winning Best Lead Actress. I don't know if she'll actually happen, but who knows. Yeah, I don't know if she'll ever win. I don't think she wins Best Lead Actress. I would not mind. She gave an incredible performance in the film, but do I think she will? I don't know. I still don't even have the obsession in Best Picture, so I just don't think. What the hell? Go away. I still don't have obsession in Best Picture, so I don't really want to bank on that. I think Obsession will be like Carrie and Weapons and only get acting noms. That requires a lot of faith that the Academy will pay attention to that. So I don't know. Also, was that a stupid... I don't know who's going to win, though. Also, was that a stupid fly near you? Yeah, fly. I hate flies. I don't know why they're always bugging me. Bugging me, I have a feeling that A24 will only have one spot in Best Picture. We'll have to decide between the debut and the invite. Again, I don't know. Both could get in. I'm just not sure. Right now, I'll go with the debut because I feel like it's the more traditional pick. So, yeah. Anne Hathaway will win Best Supporting Actress, even if, for me, Best Supporting Performance is John Leguizamo. John Leguizamo really was amazing in the film. He really was. Let's see. Anne Hathaway is the only person to me that makes sense for a win right now in supporting actress. Let me look. I mean, who knows? We'll have to see how Mariana Di Girolamo does with Wild Horse 9, but yeah, right now, I mean, Anne Hathaway does give, like, the baitiest performance. Do you think they'll push Holland for supporting come campaign time? I think they'll try to push anyone they can, but I think considering how much of, like, the natural, like, groundswell there is for John Leguizamo, I think he gets in. I think John Leguizamo gets in. Which is really crazy, because it's like no one, like, thought, like, he was going to be, like, the big standout of the film. Everyone's like, oh yeah, John Leguizamo, that's cool. And then when you actually see the movie, it's like, oh man, he's doing quite a bit. He's actually really good in the movie. So, like, I actually do think he gets nominated. Maybe John could be a critics push that happens like Benicio del Toro. I think that might be what happens. Like, I mean, again, this wouldn't be I wouldn't be saying this if it wasn't for the fact that every critic I've followed or, like, watched a review of, they always point out John Leguizamo as a standout. Even the normies have shouted out John Leguizamo. It's like, I think really the passion is just right there. I think there's just so much natural passion coming for John Leguizamo to where he gets nominated. Do you think there's a chance that Hathaway would be campaigned and lead? That would be weird if they did that, considering she does not have a lot of screen time. That would be very strange if they actually did that. Hi, Christian. Hi. Did you see the Avengers Doomsday trailer? I did. It's not a bad trailer. My main thing is I'm kind of wondering, like, it's not a bad trailer, but it's also just like I'm not as excited because it just doesn't feel like everything's just kind of. It doesn't feel like everything's been coming together like this. Like just look at what happened with you know. Like, for example, Shang-Chi's in the trailer. It's like, where has he been? We haven't seen this guy anywhere. Oh, thank you, Tri-State Pender, for subscribing. Oh. By the way, guys, like I said, we have some stream goals up. We only need 5 more memberships to break the goal, like to meet the goal, and 4 more super chats. So if you want to become a member or send a super chat, please do so. Once again, rank your top 5 Christopher Nolan films. Number 1, The Dark Knight. Number 2, The Odyssey. Number 3, Dunkirk. Number 4, Oppenheimer. Number 5, Inception. There we go. How many Oscars do you think The Odyssey will win? It could win 12. Which sounds crazy. And it might be crazy. But it's like, if this thing really is the frontrunner for Best Picture, it can win a ton of Oscars. Damn, no prestige. Keep in mind, I absolutely love all of Christopher Nolan's movies except for Following. So, like, just, like, for example, The Prestige is, like, my 10th favorite Christopher Nolan film. But at the same time, it's also a 10 out of 10. So it's like, it didn't quite crack the top 5, but there's a little bit of an asterisk there, because it's also like a damn masterpiece. I've seen a lot of Tenet glaze recently, and that's interesting. I love Tenet. Tenet's great. Historically, the Oscars don't like directing teams. A lot of the Best Director nominees with 2 or more directors were snubbed of Best Director. I don't know if that has really any correlation to anything. I don't know, especially since Los Javis are probably going to get nominated for Best Director for La Bola Negra, and also we just had a directing duo in the Daniels winning for Everything Everywhere All at Once. So I don't think that has much to do with anything. So, Christian, have you seen the Odyssey? I have. It's absolutely fantastic. Do you have Dune Part 3 winning anything? Oddly enough, no. I mean, obviously it could win visual effects, but honestly, it's like, that might be the only... I still think the Odyssey could beat it for visual effects. Not because it has better visual effects than Dune. I fully expect Dune to have the best visual effects of the year. But the Odyssey, if it's winning Best Picture, and it gets nominated, and it's winning that many Oscars already, it very well could win Best Visual Effects. Do you think Ryan Gosling will get snubbed? He very well could. Because, like, Best Lead Actor is already really stacked with competition, and there is a chance that Ryan Gosling could be taken out. There is a good chance he could be taken out. I don't see Matt Damon in as of right now. I would highly suggest putting Matt Damon in. I would put Matt Damon in your nominations because he could absolutely win. He could win. Because the thing is, if the movie's getting this many because here's the thing. The way people are right now doubting Matt Damon right now is really giving the way people were doubting Michael B. Jordan for Sinners. But if the Odyssey is that big of a contender anyway, why wouldn't Matt Damon just come along with it? At bare minimum for a nomination. I just don't really see a world where Matt Damon misses out on a nomination at this point. I really do not. Also, thank you, Levi, for the $5 super chat. My God, everyone, if you are a member of the channel, please give Levi some blue Hannahcast heart emojis because we want to send love to the people who send support to the channel. Thanks, Levi. Thanks, Levi. Now that the Odyssey's come out, what are your most anticipated movies for the year that haven't come out yet? Ooh, probably like some of them for me are Clayface, Avengers Doomsday, Wild Horse 9, La Bola Negra, Dune Part 3. Dune Part 3 might be my most anticipated film for the rest of the year, to be honest. But yeah. Good afternoon, Christian. Hello, movie guy. Just joined the live. Do you think the Odyssey could break the nomination or win record? It could. It very well could. I mean, the fact that there's just not many... I mean, especially since there's not too many, like, sci-fi, fantasy, period films that could beat it in some text. Like, again, I don't really see what would beat it for costume design. And Digger might have a case, but I don't know if the Odyssey could just win production design outright. And then there's visual effects. Like, Dune maybe could still win visual effects, but if the Odyssey is that big of a contender anyway, maybe it just wins there. It genuinely could win double-digit nominations. It could genuinely be a Best Picture contender, a Best Picture film. This could genuinely be like a once-in-a-generation kind of film. I have it getting 16 nominations and 10 wins. That's crazy. Like, the fact that so many of this can happen. Oh my God. Have you seen that Jack of Spades got delayed to 2027? I think that was a rumor. I don't know if it's official right now, but it's looking like that could be the case. I'm an guy and plan to make musicals co-directed with a female friend of mine. Question I have is how will we be categorized at the BAFTA director long list? That's interesting to think about. Obviously, I don't know. That's something the BAFTAs would have to answer themselves, because that is interesting. How would the BAFTAs categorize how would they categorize Best Director if the directing duo are of different genders? Like, whether it be like a man and a woman, a man and a non-binary person, or a non-binary person and a woman, or all three, who knows? Like, how do you categorize that? That's interesting to think about. I don't know what the answer is, though. Assuming the Odyssey can get 2 supporting nominations, it might break Sinners' record because it's not missing any text at all. Yeah, not really. It's not gonna miss any text. It's going to get all the tech nominations possible. Even original song, because it does have When I'm Home. So, like, it's going to get every single tech. It only really comes down to how many acting nominations does it get. How many acting nominations does the Odyssey get? It's going to get at least one, because I genuinely do. Like, here's the thing. Even if John Leguizamo does not get nominated, which might be like the one, something you might have to really think about, but I do think he does get in. Even if John Leguizamo does not get in, the Odyssey would still be second place for most nominations ever. That's crazy. It genuinely. Oh wait, I forgot to change the super chat goal. Hold on a second. Oop. Oop. I think it's 3 now. If not, I think it's 3. 6 Oscars for me is the absolute minimum. Oh, minimum? Maybe. Which is crazy that 6 Oscars is the minimum for the film, potentially. The most likely I see is Anne Hathaway and Samantha Morton get it. If Samantha Morton manages to get in, good lord. Good lord. Fun fact, Warren Beatty, Alan Menken, Alfonso Cuarón, Chloe Zhao, Sean Baker, and Josh Safdie are the only artists nominated for 4 Oscars for the same film. And Christopher Nolan very well might join them if When I'm Home gets nominated for Best Sound. Best Director for Christopher Nolan and Best Original Score for Ludwig Göransson. Yup. 16 nominations, 2 to 3 acting nominations, hopeful for John Leguizamo winning 6 Oscars for Best Picture, Editing, Production Design, Costume Design, Score, Editing. Don't forget Director, because there's no way this film wins Best Picture without Director. Aside from the fact that you already kind of need to win Director or Screenplay to win Best Picture at the Oscars, there's no world in which this wins Best Picture without Director. No world in which that happens. Could you see I Play Rocky being an acting contender? No. I really think that is fake news. I really do feel like that film is fake news. And no one's really going to end up caring about that. I feel like I Play Rocky is trying too much to win an Oscar. It just looks very strange. I don't know. The Odyssey has a big shot of winning Best Picture. Yup. You're right. I just hope that Digger and Alejandro Inarritu could put up a fight with Digger. I mean, it all depends on how good the movies are, but like, I don't know. I genuinely do think there is a world where Digger might actually end up being like kind of like Maestro or Elvis, where there's not enough passion in there to give them wins. Imagine if all Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, Samantha Morton, Robert Pattinson, John Leguizamo gets in. Robert Pattinson, I just don't see getting in. But like, Samantha Morton could, but that would be a double supporting actress nomination. That would show that it would genuinely show the Odyssey might be one of the biggest would probably be like the biggest Oscar contender in like ever. Like, I really do think I Play Rocky might be a good film. I just can't believe when people say that he sounds exactly like Sylvester Stallone. It sounds more like an impression than an attempt. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, ugh. What if the Odyssey gets 5 acting nods? If it gets 5 acting nods, if it gets 5 acting nods, then the Odyssey will probably just win the most Oscars out of any film in history. Like, that, it's so crazy how we're just getting into this era. Because, like, again, the 2010s, it was like an era where Best Picture winners didn't really win a ton of Oscars. Like, Green Book didn't win a lot of Oscars. And, like, it just didn't really happen much. But now we're seeing a shift where it's like, hey, no, let's, like, we want to give some of these films some big packages now. And now the Odyssey winning 13 Oscars. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. God. And again, I would really suggest people start thinking hard about Matt Damon. Because he could win. He could win this thing. I'm so hyped for Digger. I'm looking forward to Digger. We'll have to see how everything goes, but I'm looking forward to it. Do you hate when these awards movies have a limited release or in limited release? Yeah, well, it does annoy me a little bit because it's like, man, I want to be able to see these movies, man. But yeah, I'd be happy if Matt Damon won Best Actor. I mean, he is fantastic in the film, especially a scene involving the sirens. Oh my God, that scene is brilliant. I even have a winning song, and I have Matt Damon in second place over Malkovich. At that point, you might as well have him winning if you have the movie winning song. Because I do feel like, I do feel like Matt Damon would probably more likely win than When I'm Home. But then again, maybe When I'm Home wins. Who knows? I remember a time where no one thought 14 would be broken, and now we have back-to-back years of breaking the record. Yeah, the fact that, like, the Odyssey really... like I said, the only... hold on a second. Really think about it. The only nomination... Because it's pretty clear everywhere else. Hold on, let me just, Hold on, let me, Because really think about it. The only nomination that the Odyssey needs to break the record, or at the very least tie the record. Yeah, no, tie the record. The only nomination that the Odyssey needs to tie the record is John Leguizamo. And that's not too... It's kind of like... I know some people are kind of iffy on Song, but I really do feel like Song's gonna come along. I do feel like it's gonna get nominated for Best Original Song. I know it's probably not gonna happen, but I really want Indy Navarrete to be nominated for Best Supporting Actress. It feels like she's more likely going to be campaigned in lead rather than supporting. So yeah, I would love if she got nominated. I thought she was fantastic. Damon would be the second person after Emma Thompson. Emma Thompson. Oh, Damon would be the second person after Emma Thompson to win for both writing and acting. Yeah. Ludwig Göransson going to get his 4th Oscar. Yeah. Tom Holland gave his best performance. It was definitely one of his best performances. He was great in the movie. Imagine if Stunts was this year. Oh yeah, if Stunts was this year, then like, yeah, like the Odyssey probably would break the record. God, imagine how many Oscars movies can get nominated for one, like, oh man, it's crazy. At least if the Odyssey wins, at least we won't have a mid-movie winning Best Picture. Oh yeah, if the Odyssey wins, it will actually be the best winner of the decade so far. And I already raved Oppenheimer's win. But like, man, the Odyssey would be so peak. When was the last time a movie got 5 acting nods? I have no idea. But we all know that Citizen Vigilante is going to win Best Picture. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I feel like everything else is getting foreshadowed by the Odyssey. Yeah. Ludwig would be the 9th composer to win twice in a row. And he would also join the ranks of like a few to be, what was it, like the third most Oscars for a composer? Because right now, if he wins for this, he will then only be 1 away from tying with John Williams. I never thought I would see that in my life. Oh, wait, I thought Melania was winning Best Picture. Shit, you're right. Ah, man, it really is competitive this year. Holland gave a He's Definitely There performance. Not bad, but his tone felt off and he felt like he was getting outacted by everyone he was in. For me... hold on a second. Uh-oh. I don't feel like Tom Holland was bad in the film at all. I thought he was really good. Though I would agree that he was probably like... He was like outshined by a lot of other people. Not because of his acting abilities, but because, like, you know, I wasn't expecting John Leguizamo to give like that kind of a performance. You know what I mean? I would say I think maybe he's better than Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson's not bad in the movie at all. Like, he plays the role perfectly. But I do feel like Tom Holland is a little bit, like overlooked in terms of his performance. I think he actually is really good. Network was the latest movie with 5 acting nominations. Oh. It's not the Odyssey, it's Animal. It's not the Odyssey, it's Animal Farm. I thought Young Washington was going to win. Damn, you're right. Damn it. Yeah, Martin McDonagh might have to wait longer, unfortunately. Yeah, like, again, Wild Horse 9, I am still looking out for that film. Because maybe it does overtake the Odyssey. But right now, the Odyssey is really hard to beat. McDonagh will at least win Original Comedy Picture, Globe, and Original Screenplay, unless something else beats him for Original Screenplay. Like, wouldn't it be funny if Obsession beat Wild Horse 9? Uwe Boll for Best Director. Damn. And Swapped is winning Best Animated Film. Not Animal Farm, though. I feel like Animal Farm is going to win Best Animated Feature. How is John Leguizamo even in the Odyssey? Because Christopher Nolan thought he was the best, that he was the best choice for that role, and I gotta agree, he was really fantastic in the movie. Yeah, because when Nolan casts, he does it right. That's the thing. It's like it's always like the thing is like Christopher Nolan has never been shy about casting like very like he's never been shy from unorthodox casting choices. Like, you know, look at Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight. If the fans had it their way, Heath Ledger would have never been cast as the Joker. But then look what happened. Everyone to this day still raves his performance, calling it the greatest, like one of the greatest performances of the 21st century, and winning an Oscar for it. So it's like, the fans don't really always know what they want. Oh wait, how is wait? No, I meant by his performance, like not how he was in casting. Are you talking about like how is he in the movie? He's really good. I'm not gonna act like he has like a big like kind of monologue scene like where he's like, you know, crying and stuff. There are some scenes where he does get emotional, but it's one of those things where he's always kind of like a constant presence in the movie, and he kind of just like he kind of sticks by you. It's like that's kind of like the best way to describe his performance in the film. He's like he really is kind of like the heart of the movie. I wonder if a split could happen with Nolan winning director and Wild Horse 9 winning Best Picture. I would really only see that happening, like, depending on, like, what happened at DGA. Or, like, seeing what happened. Because, like, really, the Wild Horse 9 would just really have to be really special at this point to really beat the Odyssey for Best Picture. Like, I just don't know. What do you think of the Odyssey song? Oh, When I'm Home. It's very good. It starts off very experimental with its style, but then like it kind of go then like when it starts getting into, I don't know if it's the harmonies or whatever. Like when I'm home. Like I don't I'm probably even doing it like da, 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 da. Like something like that, like where it kind of goes like through there. It's like it really just kind of tingles my ears in a good way. I love that. What nomination or miss would shock you the most come Oscar nominations morning? Well, I mean, I guess if the Odyssey didn't get Best Picture, that would be the most shocking thing ever. I can't, as impossible. If you want to ask me that, it's like, yeah, the most shocking snub for the Odyssey, I feel, would be if the Odyssey missed Best Picture. Would you consider this Nolan's magnum opus? I feel like his magnum opus is already The Dark Knight. I don't think any film of his is going to be better than The Dark Knight. But I don't hold the film to that kind of standard. I don't hold his movies to that standard because they're all he mostly makes really excellent films. And so, in my opinion, The Odyssey might be his second best movie after The Dark Knight. It really is incredible. At this point, I might sound crazy. I feel like any other movie has no shot in winning Best Picture. I still wouldn't say that. Wild Horse 9, I feel like still has a shot. Mainly because we don't really know how it is right now. But like La Bola Negra, I don't think that wins Best Picture. Because international films already have a really hard time doing so. And I just don't think it's going to win the guilds. So right now, I feel like, you know, yeah, it's going to be really tough. Wait, can the president of the DGA, Nolan, win DGA? I don't see why not. He could. Yeah. Funny that the president of the Directors Guild of America is a Brit. Well, actually, Christopher Nolan is British and American. Like, let me look here. Let me look on, yeah, he's British American. He, let me look here. Yeah. Yeah, Christopher Edward Nolan was born on July 30th in 1970 in Westminster District of London. His father, Brendan James Nolan, was a British advertising executive of Irish descent who worked as a creative director. His mother, Christina Jensen, is a former American flight attendant from Evanston, Illinois. And not only that, but it's really like, if I'm not mistaken, I think Christopher Nolan mostly went to school in England, whereas Jonathan Nolan mostly went to school in America. So that's why because if I'm not mistaken, I think Jonathan Nolan actually has an American accent. Like, let me just listen to him speak a little bit. Yeah, Jonathan Nolan has an American accent. So Christopher Nolan is British and American. But yeah. Would Nolan win the BAFTA for director, or would those lunatics go for something else? Wow. I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't win the BAFTA. Actually, I will say one thing that I did kind of realize, like with the whole Christopher Nolan British thing. How come none of his movies have been nominated for Outstanding British Film? Because he is British. He's British American, but he's still British. His wife, Emma Thomas, is British, is a British producer. And, like, there have been more, like, American-esque, like, production. Like, for example, Gravity, I think, won Best British Film that, like, at the BAFTAs. Even though it came from a Mexican director, the movie was produced by David Heyman, who's British. So I really wonder why Christopher Nolan's movies have never contended for, like, Best British Film, even though he is British. And his wife is also British. Have you ever thought about that? All of his Memento and On films are American productions, but like, if it's his production company, Syncopy, it would technically also be a British, a British company. And again, there have been very much, like, also 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Like, that also won Best British Film, even though the tone of that movie was very American and stuff. So it's like, I've always kind of wondered why Christopher Nolan's movies have never I feel like they are like somewhat considering Christopher Nolan does have British citizenship. Like, he is British and his wife is British. Why? Like, I don't know why the movies aren't in British film. So I don't know. What's even considered a magnum opus? Also, was your least favorite Christopher Nolan film and why? I think really magnum opus kind of just depends on how you would, depends on your point of view. For me, the magnum opus is this their best film? For me, Christopher Nolan's best film is The Dark Knight, so there's that. And also, my least favorite Christopher Nolan film is, ironically enough, the only Christopher Nolan film I didn't really care for, which was his first movie, Following. And ironically enough, it was really hard to follow. I don't feel like it was quite refined to Christopher Nolan's style yet. It wasn't like it didn't feel like Christopher Nolan was quite there yet. But then, like, immediately with Memento, I've loved every single one of his films afterwards, so. If the Odyssey wins the Golden Globe box office achievement, would he win the Globe director? Maybe, but I'm not gonna lie. Considering they're already probably going to give the Odyssey Best Picture drama, I would not be surprised if they ended up giving, like, best box office achievement to either Project Hail Mary or Dune. Not surprised that was his first film that he didn't like. Yeah, it did feel like a very amateur filmmaker's kind of film, which, hey, I'm not like most people's first movies are not going to be that amazing. So, yeah. I don't like the Globe's Box Office Achievement Award. I don't either. I feel like it's very stupid and unnecessary and only kind of devalues like the actual potential of like genre films, because I feel like they do get overlooked at awards bodies, but I don't think the solution is to create new categories for them. By the way, guys, we still have this goal up. Can we hit the Super Chat goal? Can we hit the membership goal? We will see. We only need 5 more memberships in order to hit the stream goal, or at least hit the membership goal, at least. The only thing about the Odyssey is that it might not win Golden Globe or BAFTA. Why couldn't it? It could. It genuinely could. I mean, because like Wild Horse 9, it's not going to compete with the Odyssey. It's going to like Wild Horse 9 is probably going to win Best Comedy Musical Picture, whereas the Odyssey is going to probably win Best Drama Picture. Yeah, the Golden Globe Popular Award is kind of a way to kill a movie off for any other awards attention. Sort of, although Sinners, I feel like Sinners probably still could have... The only thing stopping Sinners from winning Best Picture was one battle after another, really. Because it's still... it was clear the Oscars did love the movie. They did they gave it 16 nominations, 2 more than any other film in history. And it was just very clear that if one battle after another was not there, Sinners would absolutely have been taking everything that one battle won. The BAFTAs are more international. The BAFTAs love Martin McDonagh. I mean, true, but however, are you talking about the Golden Globes are more international? True, but at the same time, Oppenheimer still, like, when the Golden Globes made their big changes, Oppenheimer still won Best Picture Drama, you know? And the Brutalist still won Best Picture Drama over some international, so it's like, sometimes the frontrunner just kind of wins. Yo, Levi, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Oh my god. What is it? Kira Anomaly got a membership. Golbez got a membership. Gakastar got a membership. AJ J. Haynes got a membership, and Opossum's got a membership. Everybody, send some blue Hannahcast heart emojis to Levi Nuttall. Oh my god. Thanks, Levi. Thanks, Levi. Hold on a second. God, okay, I really feel like I need to use the bathroom. I hate... would you guys be fine if I went to the bathroom real quick? Because I really gotta use the bathroom. The stream is not ending. We are not ending stream. And I will probably also, like, you know, go on for longer, like, for however long I'm in the bathroom, I will, like, extend this stream to accommodate for that. So yeah. I need to use the bathroom so bad. I will be right back. Talk amongst yourselves in chat. I'll probably also hop on to chat. So like, don't go anywhere. Ooh, I scared you. Haha. Yeah, wow. I'm such a scary person, am I right? Ha hoo hoo hee hee ha ha. Hee hee ha ha hoo hoo hoo. I'm so spooky. But yeah, I'm back, everybody. So, Hannahcast for Best Actor. Hell yeah. That's what I want to hear. Yo, movie guy, thank you for the super chat. Oh my god. Let me just make sure. Let me just make sure I'm doing this right. Gift membership. Oh no. Like 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, so it was 3. Oh, okay. So like this is 3. I probably miscounted slightly, but still. Thank you very much, movie guy, for the super chat. Thanks, movie guy. Thanks, movie guy. Everyone, give movie guy some blue Hannahcast heart emojis. Damon won't be like Murphy, and Hathaway gets Oscar, Golden Globe, and actor. But Damon could. Or I feel like he could win the Oscar for lead actor. I feel like he could. With Robert Pattinson dominating the box office, what role do you think should get him an Oscar nomination? I'm hoping for the drama. He was excellent. Well, I can't really say because I have not seen the drama. I have seen the Odyssey. He was pretty amazing in that. But obviously, with stuff like Dune, we don't really know. We don't know what his role is like in Dune Part 3, so I can't say. But he is really good this year. I regret to inform you that I'm not returning in Doomsday. Then what's the point? Disclosure Day will be the Challenger Saltburn if it gets the same attention at Globes and BAFTA, but it goes nowhere else. I still remember that Spielberg won that Globe for The Fabelmans. Yeah, Disclosure Day I don't feel like is gonna get nominated for Best Picture. Which is weird because I thought maybe it still could, but like the audience scores are just too bad for that film. I do think no matter what, John Williams gets in for Best Original Score, but yeah. Do you know when the TIFF lineup will come out? If I'm not mistaken, I think it will be completely rolled out by Thursday, I think. Maybe Thursday? Sorry to bring this up, but isn't it kind of disappointing that Disclosure Day is basically nothing at this point? Yeah, it is really sad because it's like, you know, like I don't know, there's something about the Spielberg magic, but for some reason, like, even though the critics really liked Disclosure Day, the audiences just despised it, and I don't know why. Do audiences just not like Spielberg anymore? I don't really get it. Also, we do a reaction video with you reacting to the TIFF lineup. I might do a stream where we talk about the TIFF lineup, to be honest. I might do that. Because there's a little bit more of a discussion to be had there. I'm wondering if I should make that a slightly higher goal. Like if we should maybe do like a 15 membership thing and a 10 super chat thing. I don't know. Maybe we could try to do that for the TIFF lineup. We'll have to see. And also, guys, I do want you guys to keep in mind that okay, first off, how long was I gone when I went to the bathroom? How long was I gone? Because when this stream ends, we're gonna transition to another stream where we're gonna be transitioning into a members only stream where I give my Oscar predictions, my Oscar predictions, my updated Oscar predictions for director and the screenplay categories, plus a little bit of best picture as well. But yeah, at most like 10 minutes. All right, so probably we'll say 6:10, and maybe at like 6:10 p.m. Eastern, we will transition over to the member stream. Which, if you want to become a member, consider becoming a member for $2 a month. You get a bunch of cool perks like emojis, members only videos, members only streams, your name included at the end of my videos. It's all a lot of fun. So please, and also access to the members only Discord server. Hold on, let me put the I'll put the invite out there, although you're not really going to be able to access it much. You're not really going to be able to do much until but yeah, basically, if you click this link, but you have to be a member. If you're a channel member, you'll be able to access the Discord. If you're not, you're probably not going to be able to see a lot of channels. But if you are a member, make sure you connect your YouTube to your Discord so that the server knows that you are a channel member. It might if you've done that, it might take a little bit for it to update. But yeah, if you want to become if you want to join the Discord, please become a member of the channel. It's only $2 a month, and who knows? Maybe you've gotten one from one of the people that have gifted memberships today. So who knows? What categories again are we doing today? We're going to be doing Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Adapted Screenplay, with a little bit of a change in Best Picture because of the whole the Odyssey thing. But it's not going to be delved too much in detail. It's really just establishing what I think is the front runner right now for Best Picture. But yeah, I can't lie. It feels like there have been too many movies about aliens, but at the same time, too little alien movies, if that makes sense. Huh. I haven't really thought about that, but we'll see. I want to make the first film since Thelma and Louise to get 2 lead acting nominations of the same gender. Ooh, that'd be fun. Hello, ZJ13 Goat. Hello. But yeah. The Oscars is going to be stacked this year. There are a lot of strong films. I've been saying I'm really curious about how big the Odyssey is going to do, because as I've been saying in the stream, it could be one of the biggest winners in history. One of the biggest Oscar winners in history. That'd be crazy. Because we are in an era where, like, Best Picture winners are being given a ton of Oscars again. So it's like, oh. And again, it's just so crazy how, like, it's not even, like, the hardest thing in the world for... It's not even the hardest thing in the world for the Odyssey to get 16 nominations. Because all it really needs is... All it really needs is score, No, not score. All it needs is song and supporting actor. And it's got 16 nominations. Like, it's not even that hard for it to do, which is crazy. I did, however, thought of a joke in which me, an NB assigned male at birth, would be campaigned an actress and my boyfriend an actor for a romance film we could make. I adapted this as a plot line in my fake autobiography. Oh, that's fun. That sounds cute. I know it's Sorkin, but I could see the Social Reckoning going either way. Perhaps, maybe. I mean, again, it's not the, like, I do think it might get into Best Picture. At the very least, it might get into, like, some of the precursors. Also, thank you, Levi, for the super chat. Oh my god, thank you so much. Hold on, wait. Oh, we're only one away from hitting the goal. We're only one away from hitting the goal. Everybody, send Levi Nuttall some, okay, yeah. Send Levi some blue Hannahcast heart emojis if you're a member. Thanks, Levi. Thanks, Levi. What kind of movie should Nolan do next? I kind of want to see him do horror. I mean, especially with what he did with with the scary shit he pulled in the Odyssey. I want to see, I want to see Christopher Nolan try to do a horror movie. Nolan should adapt a Greek epic, like some type of film, Greek soldier trying to get home or something like that. Yeah, probably. Something like that, yeah. What if Christopher Nolan remade Emilia Perez and, like, actually did make it, woke? Like, actually did, like, a good job making it woke. And, like, he made, like, he would make, like, imagine Christopher Nolan directing, like, good Emilia Perez. That'd be fun. Or tragic opera. Ooh, I would love to see what he would do with a musical. Oh, God. Okay, I do want to see him do horror. I want to see how he does a musical. Nolan will do an adaptation of Paradise Lost, in which he will sell his soul to Lucifer for the king of hell to portray himself. Oh, dang. Nolan says screw it and makes Grown Ups 3. At least Grown Ups 3 would be good. You know? Even if he were to make Grown Ups 3, I would still be excited for it. I want Martin McDonagh to win Best Director. I can't really say that because I've not seen Wild Horse 9. I don't think we could say that someone should win an Oscar for something if we haven't seen it yet. Nolan does the ultimate SpongeBob movie? Oh my god, that would be crazy. Grown Ups 3, entirely filmed in 150mm IMAX. Wowee. I meant his time is due, plus he got subbed for 3 billboards. For me, I don't like when it comes to like the whole overdue thing. I just want the best director to win, regardless if they have Oscars or not. Like, I just want the best to win, as long as you're not Mel Gibson, and which as long as you're not a terrible person like Mel Gibson or Roman Polanski, then hey, win as many Oscars as you can. Terrible people should win Razzies instead. Exactly. Nolan makes Diary of a Wimpy Kid 4. Hey, at least he would be reunited with Devin Bosnick. Nolan adapting Silent Hill? Who knows? Maybe. What would you do if you were cast in a Christopher Nolan film? Would you accept the offer? Yeah. If I were cast in a Christopher Nolan movie, like out of nowhere, I mean, what am I gonna say? Am I gonna say no? If instead of you, what? I think you might need to rewrite the question because I'm not really sure what you're saying. I'm very confused right now. Who do you think was the runner-up behind Michael B. Jordan at the Oscars? I'd say Timothy. I mean, yeah, that's probably like the best. Probably the best logic to go off of. Maybe Leonardo DiCaprio, but who knows? I'm not sure. I would like to see Zachary Gordon do more stuff to get Oscar type movies. I mean, who knows? I mean, I wouldn't mind. Nolan will make Citizen Vigilante 2 to fight against the woke allegations. No! Nolan, what are you doing? No! What if you were casted in a Christopher Nolan film? What if I were cast in a Christopher Nolan film? Casted isn't a word, but if I were cast in a Christopher Nolan film, oh, I'd be thrilled. I'd be like, oh, hell yeah, let's go. Woo! Plus, I would, yeah, hell yeah. The best performance in the lineup, I'd say, is Leonardo DiCaprio, followed up by Ethan, then Timmy, then Wagner, then Michael B. Jordan. Sorry, Hannah, I know you love Sinners. For me, the weakest one by far was Ethan Hawke. Like, I thought he was way too hammy and cheesy in Blue Moon. Nolan does a Hannah Montana movie. Imagine Christopher Nolan like doing a TikTok where he's doing the hoedown throwdown. Pop it, lock it, polka dot it, country 5 in hip hop hip. Put your hawk in the sky, move side to side, jump to the left, stick it, glide. What's the next director that will have a narrative to win an Oscar? I feel like Matt Johnson will someday, will someday in the next decade or so. Maybe. Did Christopher Nolan deserve an adapted screenplay over Oppie for Anatomy of a Fall? Well, Anatomy of a Fall was not nominated for adapted screenplay. It won Best Original Screenplay. American Fiction was what beat Oppenheimer for adapted screenplay. and this might be a little bit unpopular, I don't know, but I would have given Oppenheimer best adapted screenplay. I thought its writing was so well done, the story was very well layered and just so well done. So yeah, I do feel like Oppenheimer, I would have given that best adapted screenplay. What would you rate Blue Moon? A 5 out of 10. Very, very dull. Yeah, Oppenheimer deserved best adapted screenplay, but American Fiction was a very close second. For me, I feel like I think I maybe would have nominated American Fiction, but I still would have probably put Barbie over it. The Zone of Interest I would have put above it. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse I would have put above it. Like Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse had amazing writing. Maybe Blackberry. Blackberry had a great screenplay too. Nolan adapts Hamilton. That'd be crazy if he actually did that. Wow. If Christopher Nolan adapted Hamilton, that'd be sick. How would you rate Blue Moon? The same you did for One Battle After Another. I mean, yeah, they're both mid. They're both 5 out of 10s. I mean, there's some good elements in there, but overall, I mean, I still have some mostly different problems with them. My main issues with like Blue Moon was that it was very boring and very repetitive. Like I could literally just like sense when it was going to do something that was just going to be something that they just did not long ago. It was a very dull movie. Ethan was really good in The Black Phone, though. I have not seen The Black Phone. My favorite film of 2023 was actually The Killer, strangely enough. Ooh. The Killer? Ooh. What the hell? Movie Guy! What the hell? The Canadian $30. Okay, I'm not really sure how much that is in, wait, okay, I'm not exactly how much, like, did it, I think it said, like, what, like, 30-something dollars for American dollars, but wow, Jesus, thank you so much, Movie Guy. Everyone, give Movie Guy some big Hannahcast heart emojis. My God, that's crazy. Thanks, Movie Guy. Thanks. Thanks, Movie Guy. Holy crap, thank you so much, Movie Guy. That really means a lot. That's some big Hannahcast heart emojis. Some big Hannahcast heart emojis. Jesus. Maybe even a pog. Maybe some pog emojis too. Oh my God. And some happy emojis. That's a lot. That's a lot. Wow. Thank you so much, Movie Guy. Do you think any film will get better reviews than The Odyssey this year? Probably. But ultimately, it kind of depends on, like, you know, like what the overall strength is. So we'll have to see. But right now, The Odyssey is just like, it's just doing extremely well. It's just doing extremely well right now. Oh, I just got a notification on Twitter where it says Christopher Nolan says The Odyssey made him more interested in making a horror film, but he still needs to find a really effective idea. He quotes, he says, "When you go to see a film like Obsession, that's an amazing idea. That movie works like a motherfucker." Christopher Nolan, I've never heard Christopher Nolan say motherfucker before. That's crazy. But yeah, like, I would love to see Christopher Nolan do, do a horror movie. Blue Moon or Nouvelle Vague or Boyhood. Oh, God. One film is like really annoyingly repetitive. The other film is boring, and the other film is boring and just way too long. Boyhood, I think, is the worst out of them. Between Blue Moon and Nouvelle Vague, it's just not easy. I guess Nouvelle Vague is the best out of them? Maybe? I don't know. Honestly, the Odyssey could be a clean sweep with 11 wins. It could win more. Really, it could win more. It really is crazy how many Oscars the Odyssey could win. This just came to mind, but would it be weird if someone did not like a movie, but they liked its screenplay? That would be very strange to me, yes, because, like, the screenplay is, like, the foundation for a good movie, really. So, like, I don't know. Oh, shit. I think the industry really appreciated Obsession. It's getting in. Very random, but between Seth Rogen, Matt Damon, Al Pacino, Nolan, and Spielberg, it seems like Obsession isn't lacking in industry support. Damn, do I really need to consider this? But also, what do I take out? What do I take out in favor of Obsession? Because also, if I take out The Social Reckoning, it would just be the consensus 10. Is the Odyssey Oscar bait? I mean, I would assume so. It's, classic sword and sandals kind of film, so maybe. Take out The Social Reckoning, bruv. I mean, but that's just the consensus 10. There's no way it can't be the consensus 10, right? Like, obviously it would be like, like moved around a bit, but like, I just don't think, I just don't know if it's like if it would be like boring of me to just go with like the consensus 10 for Best Picture. Wait, Christian, it's definitely the studio's #1. Maybe, but like, man. Take out Dune 3 and The Social. I'm not gonna take out Dune. There's no way I am taking out Dune until proven otherwise. I am still very secure in the idea that that Dune Part 3 is going to get into Best Picture. Put in Michael, bruh. Okay, no. I'm never putting in Michael. I'm not doing... No. There's no way Michael's getting in. Maybe take out the debut, but it's also more baity than the other movies. It's just more baity. Matt Damon could be a shocker win for the Odyssey. That's what I'm saying. I've been saying that Matt Damon could win Best Actor for the Odyssey. He could win this. Because everyone's been saying, like, oh, he might be #6, or, I don't know if he's really going to get in. But it's like, we said this exact same thing about Michael B. Jordan, and yet it didn't really, it didn't really affect him. Because it still was a very showy performance, and the film was really, really strong in Best Picture. So I just don't know. Maybe take out Behemoth, but I don't know. I feel like Behemoth just might get in. I think Behemoth just might get in. Like, this could be his first acting win since he already has an Oscar for Good Will Hunting for original screenplay. That's what I'm saying. It's like he does kind of have an overdue narrative for not winning an acting Oscar quite yet. He is like an industry veteran, and now he's in the Odyssey, which might win Best Picture, and he's kind of giving the best performance I've ever seen from him. Take out the Odyssey and replace it with Citizen Vigilante. Problem solved. You might be right about that. I think that all Cruise, Malkovich, and Damon have similar and good enough narratives to win lead actor. Yeah, they kind of do. They all kind of have that overdue narrative. It really just comes down to whose film is stronger and who ends up... whose film is stronger and whose films are weak. That's what it comes down to, I feel like. Maybe Fjord underperforms and misses, but I don't want to bet on that. I still want to go with the wise assumption that the Palme d'Or winner gets into Best Picture. And yes, it was just an accident didn't get in, but it was very clearly number 11, and it got close. The only reason why it didn't is because Neon just took and acquired way too many films to campaign them all. So at this point, I really do feel like Fjord, I don't really have a good enough reason to take out Fjord right now. Ranked by the film's strength, in my opinion, number 1, Damon, 2, Malkovich, 3, Cruise. Ranked by actor's narrative, 1, Cruise, 2, Malkovich, 3, Damon. Malkovich could come on top in that case. Maybe. It really just depends on how strong Wild Horse 9 is. Are you doubtful for Project Hail Mary? I think I am. I feel like I am quite a bit. I don't think it's ever going to miss Best Picture. I don't think that ever happens. But however... I think there is room in there for some snubs. Like, I even did the daring thing and took out, what's his name? Ryan Gosling. I took him out because maybe they might view his performance as kind of like, Greta, like Barbie or like Margot Robbie and Barbie or something like that, where like they snub someone in a big populist film or whatever like that. Like, I don't know. I feel like basically what everyone's saying about like Matt Damon and the Odyssey, I feel like that probably more applies to Project Hail Mary. Oh no, bruh. Yeah, bruh. Because I just don't think Project Hail Mary is going to have the passion to win anything. I just don't think it's going to win anything. Ryan is Project Hail Mary. It's him and the robot for all the movie. And Margot Robbie is Barbie. And look what happened to her. I just do feel like Project Hail Mary is the kind of film that would miss out on some categories. Who is your lead actress? I can't see. Right now, Julianne Moore for the debut. I'm confident Project Hail Mary wins screenplay. I wouldn't be too confident because, La Bola Negra could win adapted screenplay. And let's say the invite. If the invite gets into Best Picture, then I feel like that has a good chance to win Best Adapted Screenplay. Basically, the invite's in a situation where if I were to ever move that into Best Picture, I feel like it might win Best Adapted Screenplay. I think it might just win. I have the invite in picture and director. If you're going that hard on it, you might as well predict some acting nominations and even winning adapted screenplay if you're that confident in it that it would get a director nomination. Because if it's that strong, then I feel like it would have to win screenplay. It would have to win screenplay at that point. Oh, also, I need to do this. So the invite is like women talking. Aside from the fact that it probably could get some acting nominations, and it's not going to be like, you know, like, because like with women talking, it felt like a lot of voters just really avoided that movie. I don't feel like the invite's going to be like that. I feel like it's going to be a little bit more lighter than something like women talking. But yeah. I have to go. My German Shepherd needs brushed out, lol. Alrighty. I think I might get ready to end this stream, but then transition over to a member stream so we can do my Oscar predictions. Let me get ready to transition over, actually. I could probably... You know... Yeah. So in about 5 minutes, we are going... In about 5 minutes, we're going to transition over to being a members stream. So if you haven't become a member already, please consider becoming a member, because like I said, it's only $2 a month. You get a bunch of cool perks, including badges, emojis, members-only videos, members-only live chats, access to the members-only Discord server, and also early access to select new videos. We still have some time left, so we can still chat. We can still chat about some stuff. Do you think Hewler could get a lone actress time for Rose? Do you think Fatherland might miss international feature if it's not going to all the fall fests? I have no idea, to be honest. I have no idea. I don't really know what I'm doing in some of these, so like keep in mind. But yeah, what else? What else? Do you think the debut is going to be like that A24 version of Whiplash, but instead of a story about a drummer, it's about a theater? I mean, maybe. I see some of the parallels. I also don't think Paul Giamatti is going to be like screaming and being as crazy as like J.K. Simmons was, but we'll have to see. I would love if I'm Frankelda maxed out and got 3 nods. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure if it's going to get 3 nominations. I mean, like, that would have to be a really strong movie. We'll have to see. Crazy how my top movies of the year are Project Hail Mary, The Invite, and Obsession. And soon the Odyssey might join those ranks as well. My top movies of the year are Miss You, Love You, The Drama, and Hoppers. For me, my top 3 movies of the year so far, and keep in mind I've not really seen a ton of movies, I still need to catch up on some, are The Odyssey, Obsession, and Project Hail Mary. I really love The Odyssey. The Odyssey is like definitely a decade best film for me. Oh my god. I'm getting the IMAX camera popcorn bucket. It's $50 though. At least it's cheaper than the Trojan Horse popcorn bucket. Yeah, I don't know. But the IMAX camera popcorn bucket, that does look really cool. I do like that. It looks really cool. I also saw Toy Story 5 yesterday. Great movie. Ooh. Are you planning to see Spider-Man next week? I probably should try to see Spider-Man, yeah. I probably do need to try to see that. But like, yeah. I still need to see Supergirl. I need to see Supergirl. There's still so many, but I'm probably gonna have to see that in like one of the bad theaters. So but yeah, about 1 minute until we transition over to the members stream. So, like I said, guys, if you haven't become a member already, please consider becoming a member. Like, if you want to know where to become a member, there's a little dollar sign in the chat, and you can, actually, no, wait, oh, wait, no, that's for gifting memberships, but, like, if you want to become a member, there's a little join button, next to my subscribe button, so, please, consider becoming a member if you haven't already, but yeah, we haven't gotten a movie that won 11 Oscars, including Best Picture. It's happened 3 times. Ben-Hur, Titanic, and Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. Those 3 movies did do that. People don't like Supergirl that much anyway, so who cares? I still want to try to see the movie. Whoa! Red Spice with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. Wait, oh, we're about to transition. Thanks, Red Spice. Thanks.